Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Rob here from Southwest Florida Television. Breezy morning out here. The surf is definitely up. Wow. You can see the water came all the way up into the dunes yesterday. Look at the boardwalk. Look at the boardwalk here in Area 2, the back side of it. Sand all over the boardwalk. Incredible, incredible high tide. Well, our beach has definitely changed a lot out here. There's a little baby crown conch. It's got a little hole in it. Lots of people out here shelling already this morning. I've seen several people out here. I'm sure the shelling was good. Boy, nice strong breeze hitting me here in the face. Look at how flat this beach is. This whole beach was underwater at high tide. We're about an hour away from low tide right now. Nice little cockle shell here on the beach. There's a piece of a worm shell down here. That would have been one heck of a neat looking worm shell. These are really fragile, so I really don't think we're going to see any nice worm shells on the beach with all these waves. And there's a piece of a big apple murex shell. Piece of a big apple murex. Lots of cockles on the beach. Here's a couple little cockle shells. There's quite a few little cockles out here. Not smelling the red tide. Not smelling any signs of red tide out here. But shells all the way up onto the beach here. There's shells up by the dunes up here this morning. All back up in here. It's crazy. Fighting conchs, cockle shells, all along here. Tide came all the way up to the dunes last night. Incredible. Incredible, incredible. Oh, he's getting better.
I just came back from New York yesterday, but I saw in the paper when I was.
Yeah, he's not going to be out here for a while.
Yeah.
But he's always looking for visitors.
Is he?
Yeah, the more the merrier, he says.
Where does he live?
Right here in the park. 95th, 718. Yeah, he's always looking for visitors. He's gotten a stack of cards.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm going to go over.
Yeah, there's a notepad right, the yellow one. Yep.
Obviously, I've never used
Yeah,
it, right?
then, did you say you had it up there?
Yeah.
Oh, neither. There you go. There.
Right.
And then you just...
So, 718.
95th Avenue North.
And what's the best time for him?
Usually around 10, or then after.
And then I just do done?
Yep. There you go.
Oh, that's great. Oh, thank you. No, I was hoping I'd see you,
Yep.
you know, and see.
Yeah, he's doing a lot better. I mean, he was in really bad shape. So, yeah,
And it was got a cut on his leg.
he went swimming with the cut. He got flushing. It was horrible. He had a huge hole in his leg. See his some bone, you know, it's huge. But now it's all filled in. It's amazing. Looking fine.
Oh, look at this. This is like so exciting.
What did you find here in the bag? Oh, look at the size of that whelk shell.
Isn't that amazing?
That is incredible.
And then this is one of my
Look
favorites.
at that. Oh, beautiful.
That calico, whatever it is.
Yeah, beautiful shells.
Yeah. Bunch of whelks.
That whelk is awesome.
Isn't it?
You think there's a lot of them out there.
I know.
We just never get to see them.
Well, yesterday, though, I got a ton of little sand dollars.
Oh yeah,
The
we've been
little
having
itty-bitty
sand
ones.
dollars all
Have
over.
you?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the
I
red
like-
tide killed
Brought
them
'em
all.
in.
It killed them all of our sand dollars. Yeah. But
But
that,
I heard the parking lot, the ranger told me this morning the parking lot was flooded
yeah,
yesterday.
yeah. It's probably gonna happen again at high tide. Yeah, one more time. See you later. Incredible whelk shell. That was an incredible whelk. Did you see the size of that whelk shell? Absolutely amazing. See, the early bird catches the worm. What else is out here this morning? Man, cockle shells everywhere. I mean, that's cool, but it means it's our cockles, our live cockles, are just getting beat to death out there. But nice cockles all over the beach this morning. The tide's still going out. Still on its way out. Low tide's around 8:30. I'm going to turn around and head north here, head up the beach, see what we find. This is a whole cockle right here. Here's a whole cockle shell right here on the beach. Here's something really cool. This is something that our friend Barbara, the shell lady, who unfortunately moved back up to Minneapolis, she showed me these cockles. Beautiful, beautiful shells, the cockles. This is a nice big one here. This make a nice souvenir for somebody. But the beach is full of them again, like I said this morning. But when you put these two halves together, it makes a heart. See that? Put the two halves of the cockle shell together, and you have a heart. Can you see it? Pretty cool, if you ask me. And Barbara showed me that. How sweet. Nice cockle shell. Well, here's a piece of a lightning whelk down here. It's pretty beat up. It's an old lightning whelk. Ah, a piece of a pear whelk. There's already been people out shelling early this morning. There's a piece of a pear whelk. These are really, really thin, like paper, these pear whelks. Haven't seen any moon shells out here. I'm sure we'll find something interesting here. I'm just amazed at all the cockle shells that are laying around on the beach. If anybody's into collecting cockle shells, they're everywhere this morning. It's pretty overcast. Could use a little sunlight out here to help me see. Not as rough as it was yesterday afternoon when I came out here, early yesterday evening. Still rough though. So it sounds like Hurricane Michael's going to be Category 4 when it hits land. That's not a good thing. My daughter lives up in Tallahassee. She's all hunkered down. There's a slipper shell. Nice little slipper shell. This is, usually they're a little more elongated, more oblong. This is almost round, the slipper shell. It looks like a little slipper when you flip it over. Slipper shell. There's another nice big cockle shell. Both halves of it. The cockle. Again. See how it makes that beautiful little heart when you put the two halves together? Pretty cool. I got a feeling we're going to find something nice on the beach here. I'm just going to have to be patient. Oh, here's a pear whelk. Nice little pear whelk. It's a nice little find right there. Nice little pear whelk right there. The pear whelk looks similar to a lightning whelk. It's a lot smoother. Has the opening on the opposite side of it than the lightning whelk, the pear whelk. Nice colors. all of a sudden, the shells stop here. No shells. So I think we're going to turn around and head up the beach. Now, I am not getting any whiffs of red tide right now. I have not smelled the red tide at all. Last night it hit me strong, hit me hard a couple times when I was out here, but I don't smell it now. Boy, another big, beautiful pear whelk. Another nice pear whelk. So that's two nice little pear whelks. I'm gonna rinse this off. Get the sand off it. Ugh. Let's head up the beach. See if we get lucky and find something a little bigger even. Well, our friend there, she found that big, huge lightning whelk. Did you see that thing? That thing was huge. I'm so jealous. So sad. Lots of broken shells on the beach. Thanks to Hurricane Michael. Lots of broken stuff on the beach. I think the heavier concentrations of shells are going to be up to the north here, but I don't know. I just don't know what our beach is going to look like as I walk up here. I was kind of expecting to see more coral out, or more shells out here. Was looking at a piece of coral when I said that. Beautiful little chunk of coral. Look at that, you can see the inside of it there. I'm surprised there's not any big pieces of coral on the beach. But we've just started here. Again, seeing lots and lots of cockle shells out here this morning. In all conditions and all sizes. Big ones, little ones. Lots of cockles on the beach. It's an old lightning whelk down there. There's a little worm tip. Just the tip of the worm shell there. A little one. It's so cool. I'm going to show you that again. The cockle shell with the heart. Isn't that cool? That's our friend Barbara Grove showed me that. When you put the two cockle halves together, you get that little heart. That's a big cockle there. There's a piece of a pretty good sized lightning whelk. This is a piece of one. There's shells kind of strewn all along the beach here. All the way up to the sea oats back here, up to the dunes. See them all down in here? Under the trees. Not too many people are going to think to look up in here. Incredible. I'm gonna get back down to the water. Like I said earlier, there's already been some people out here shelling, so the early bird always catches the worm. Seen a lot of fighting conchs out here. Hopefully, maybe we'll find some moon shells, some murex shells. Low tide's around 8:30. There's an old worn lightning whelk. Not much left of it. It's lost its tip there. Piece of an old lightning whelk. Piece of a tulip shell over here, maybe. Yep, piece of a banded tulip. Come on, I want to find the whole shell. I'll bet you the shells of the Wiggins Pass are incredible. A little faded pear whelk. This one's lost all its color, this pear whelk. Little baby pear whelk. Very, very overcast out here this morning. Still the remnants of Hurricane Michael. Keeping everybody up in the panhandle in our thoughts and prayers this morning. Please, let's not forget about them. They're getting ready to be hit by a potential Category 4 hurricane today. Let's hope everybody's heeded the warnings and everybody in the low-lying areas have evacuated. These hurricanes are no joke. I've been through my fair share of them growing up here in Florida. All these old tree stumps. We don't get to see these very often. They're usually underwater. little pockets of shells all along, all up, way up on the beach too. Not just down by the water. I haven't seen any birds along the shore. Gee, I wonder why. It's a little bit rough for our shorebirds here, our wading birds. Still not getting any whiffs of any red tide. So that is a really, really good sign. There's a piece of coral down here. That's the base of a piece of finger coral. Wow, no shells along here. Look at this. Look at all the sand that got pushed up here. Look at that picnic table. Look at that piece of driftwood there. Look at that. Oh, that's buried. That is buried in there. But look at the sand. It just buried that picnic table. This is area 3 here. Look at that. That water came all the way up into the picnic areas yesterday at high tide. And last night again at high tide. The Rangers got their hands full digging all this stuff out. We're gonna have one more high tide here that's gonna be a bit on the high side this afternoon. I think around 2:30-ish. Oh, whoa. I just got a whiff of red tide right there. Yes, sir. So it's out here in pockets. Pockets along the beach. Look at the size of this cockle shell. Wow. Unfortunately, I think our shell trees have blown over. It'd be a great shell to hang on the tree. Ooh, smelling red tide here. I asked up at the ranger station if there's red tide out here, and they said no. No red tide, but darn, I sure am smelling it. Unless that's something else, but it sure smells like red tide to me. Boy, the water came all the way up to here. Wow. There's a piece of coral that got washed all the way up here onto the beach. Look at that. Neat piece of coral. Shells up under the boardwalk. An old lightning whelk down there. See that old whelk shell right there? Wow. Definitely. The surf is definitely up out here. Good morning. Here's an old lightning whelk I just picked up. Let me wash the sand off it. That's an old lightning whelk there. That's been around for a little while. You see how that's got the opening on the left? The lightning whelk has the opening on the left. I'm going to show you a pair whelk. There's a pair whelk. The pair whelk has the opening on the right. See if I can... There's the difference between the lightning whelk and the pair whelk. Both, you'll find them both similar colors, very similar colors. This lightning whelk's kind of really dark. Usually they're more the color of that pair whelk. But the lightning whelk on the left, but it has the opening on the right. When you hold it like that, or on the left. We can say the opening's on the left when you look at it. And the pair whelk just under it with the opening on the right. Very easy to see the difference. The pair whelk's a lot smoother than the lightning whelk. I have been seeing a lot of fighting conchs on the beach. I haven't seen any live ones. We have been seeing a lot of fighting conch shells. The Florida fighting conch. The shells are all the way up to the sea oats. Here's another lightning whelk. This one's got a hole in it. The shells are scattered all along here. Look how flat the beach is though. Wow. You can see how high that water came up, all the way up to here. Our old sea turtle nest still over there. I don't think there's going to be any action there. That's way overdue there. Too bad. The shells all back up in here. Just the remnants here from the very back end of Hurricane Michael, causing all these waves here. Tide's still going out. Low tide's around 8:40, I think, this morning. Then we're going to have one more high tide that's going to be a little higher than normal this afternoon. Boy, the water's really cloudy, really churned up with all these waves. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of awesome shells caught in these little ridges along the shoreline. Whoa! Woo! It's got another whiff of that red tide. A couple broken shells down here. Looks like a little piece of a crown conch, a little crown conch over here. There's a little lightning whelk over there, piece of one. Yeah, that's a nice little lightning whelk. That's a nice little whelk, nice color. It's a beautiful little lightning whelk. Very cool. There's a nice looking little fighting conch. Nice little colors on it. People have been finding some really big shells here on the beach. A couple nice big whelks were found this morning. Quite a few people out here shelling. There's quite a few in front of me and behind me. Oh, this is sad. Look at this sea turtle nest. It got completely buried. Completely buried. This was nest 60. It got completely buried in the sand. No hope for any survivors there. No hope. That is really sad. What else are we going to find here this morning? You got to check out the beginning of this video later. Our friend, what she found here, huge, big, huge lightning whelk shell. I'm so jealous of her. It's huge. Sure, tomorrow morning is going to bring a lot more new shells out here. I wish I could get out here earlier. am surprised that there aren't any, I haven't found any Murex shells out here. Really surprised. Murex or moon shells. There's a big jellyfish over here. Washed up on the beach. That's a big jellyfish right there. That's the top of it. That's the underside of it with its tentacles. Toss it back out in the water. See if it springs back to life. Huh. To my dismay, not a whole lot of shells along here. But again, there's been lots and lots of people combing the beach already this morning. These storms, people always come out right after these extreme high tides and lots of wave action. I don't know if I can make it up to Wiggins Pass to see what it looks like up there. Pretty rough compared to what we saw over the past few weeks. There's actually a ridge, a line of shells all the way back there along the beach, along the dunes. That's how high the tide came up. All back where you see these people walking, just a carpet of shells up there. Just a carpet of them. Piles of them. Look at them all here. That's all shells all along here. Just piles and piles of them. All strewn all over the beach here. All back up in there. Look at them all. Look at all those shells. Mountains of them. Wow, beautiful scallops in there. Lots of scallop shells. Lots and lots of scallops. Beautiful scallops like this. All scattered throughout here. Wow. Amazing. Let me look here and see what we find. Big cockles, big clam shells, cockle shells. That's incredible. See lots of broken lightning whelks. Really need to take the time here and start sifting through all of these. There's lots of beauties down here. Look at these scallops everywhere. Here's some little birds. I don't see them. There's a broken lightning whelk over here. Piece of a lightning whelk. We might see some more stuff here wash up as the tide goes out. It's almost low tide now. They say there's no red tide out here, but I have gotten a couple good whiffs of what I would say was red tide. I've dealt with my share of red tide, and I would say I have smelled some serious aroma from the red tide in a couple places here. And it makes sense. You know, it's just in pockets. I mean, come on, we got a hurricane churning up the Gulf out there. Thankfully, our beach is still here. It's changed a little bit, that's for sure, but it is still here. I'm not really seeing, I haven't seen any dead fish on the beach. A few dead crabs. Sadly, a few dead crabs. Some stone crabs. I think this Hurricane Michael cleaned our beaches off here for us. The sun's trying to peek out through the clouds. I guess I missed our friends Scott and Linda out here yesterday morning. Gosh darn it. I haven't seen them out at the beach for a while. shells are just spread out all over the place here, just all over. Can't imagine what it looks like to the north of us on Sanibel. There must be mountains of shells on Sanibel Island right now, just mountains of them. There's some incredible shelling to be done on Sanibel Island. There's another old lightning whelk down here. Seen my share of old broken lightning whelks this morning, that's for sure. Saw some beautiful cockle shells earlier this morning. Seen lots of pieces of worm rock on the beach. Some big pieces, little pieces. There's a little piece of worm rock. I saw a huge chunk of this up at Wiggins Pass yesterday afternoon. Boy, it's amazing how high that water came up yesterday. There's a little Nautica shell. A little Nautica, just a little tiny one. See, no matter how many people walk the beach, there's always something they're gonna miss, or you're gonna miss. Especially the little shells. And there's a big old lightning whelk sitting up there. Piece of an old, big one. Not a big one, but a bigger one. See that? That's an old lightning whelk there. I have not seen any murex. I'm sure I walked by a bunch of murex shells, but look how the shells come up to here. They come up all the way up here, up to where Roy would sit. That's Audrey's bench, his late wife Audrey. That's her bench back there, our good friend Roy, who's recuperating well. Just misses his beach dearly. He really appreciates those cards that you're sending. And he's open to visits. Anybody wants to go visit our friend Roy, if you're in the area, it's the same address that you send the cards to. Look at all the shells back up in here. Just amazing. Fighting conch shells everywhere. Lots of nice fighting conchs, and even way up high on the beach here. See, that's a fighting conch there. That's a fighting conch, a fighting conch. They're scattered all over the place here. Thought I just saw another pear whelk. I did. So it's still got water in it. There's another pear whelk. Opening on the opposite side of a lightning whelk, the pear whelk. Oh, one little dead fish over here on the beach. That's the first dead fish I've seen. Boy, lots and lots and lots of conch shells. Scallops, conchs. Some really pretty conch shells. Neat stripes. There's a lightning whelk. That's a nice lightning whelk there. That's a nice one. Way up on the beach. Way up on the beach. It was buried in the sand. I just saw two people walking along here looking for shells. Just amazing. Absolutely amazing, the finds out here this morning. That's a beauty. Beautiful lightning whelk. Gotta change hands here. Put it in my other pocket. I don't want to break it. See, there's shells get caught up in this grass here and weed. People don't think to walk way up here and look along the beach. Along this high tide ridge line here. I want to turn around and keep going north. I can hit this on the way back here. I want to keep moving north. There's a pocket of shells over here I want to check out, and I just wanted to go up and see what Wiggins Pass looked like this morning. We got two nice lightning whelks this morning. One kind of a small one and one a little bigger. You just saw me pick that one up. I got three nice pear whelks already this morning. Got three nice pear whelks. Here's one of them. Another little cluster of shells right here under my feet. I thought I'd check out real quick. And there's an old lightning whelk. That's an old one. A little worm shell. Little wormy tip. There's a nice little baby fighting conch. Not a baby, but a small one. Little fighting conch. some interesting stuff out here. That's all I can say. Some nice looking shells. You just really got to take your time out here today. Yeah, I know you're going to get rewarded if you take your time. I'm just kind of breezing along here. Lots and lots of broken whelks. See, there's one right there in the center. But I have not dug through these shells. It's when you get down there, bring yourself one of those little rakes, little hand trowel, and rake through these shells. And oh man, you're gonna uncover some gems, I'm sure. Some real beauties. Here's a little, God, I haven't seen these in so long, I forget what they're called. Somebody help me out. I have not seen these shells on the beach in such a long time, I forgot what they're called. Who knows the name of that? I've said it a million times. A pen shell, that's what it is. Oh, Michelle came in there too, a pen shell. When I did that, I remembered the pen. See, when you hold it like that, it kind of looks like a pen. The pen shell. That's a small one. Still no murex shells. I found my whelks. I found one little nautica. I've not come across any murex shells yet. Some broken ones. I've seen just piles of cockle shells on the beach. Piles of them. Oh, what'd you find? A nice big whelk. People have been finding those this morning, yeah. Was it in the water?
Just in the sand.
That is a beauty. Look at the size of that lightning whelk.
Some history to that, isn't there?
That is incredible. Look at the size of that. Yeah. What a nice souvenir.
Yes.
Clean that up, it'll
Yes.
be beautiful.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Have a good day.
Yeah, I've seen several of those now. People walking around with some big whelks like that. That is amazing. Up at the north end of the park. Who knows? You know, when your time comes to find a big shell, your time comes. You just got to be patient. I couldn't even carry a shell like that during my beach walk. I'd have to bury it in the woods somewhere, hide it in the woods, and go back and get it. I really want to find, we've seen our share of whelks. I'm wanting to find some other things here. I think somebody just was listening to what I said. Somebody in heaven heard me just now. What was I saying I wanted to find? A murex shell? Maybe another moon shell? Ha! Look at that moon shell. Look at that big moon shell. And sitting right next to it, sitting right next to this big moon shell, an apple murex shell. That is so funny. That happens to me a lot. An apple murex and a moon shell. Two of the shells I was hoping to find. That's a pretty nice sized little apple murex. The man upstairs. There you go. Put your faith in him and he will provide. Another little Nautica shell, similar to the moon shell. Beautiful little shells. That's got some cool colors on it. Amazing. What else is out here? It's amazing how many people have walked this beach already and walked right by these shells. I mean, granted, they are hard to spot unless you know what you're looking for. It's like me, I walk by thousands of shark's teeth and I never see them. I'm sure they're all over the beach right now, but I have not been looking for them, so. And I'm sure there's plenty of them out here this morning. I know our friend Bill, he'd be finding them out here, that's for sure. What else? We're getting kind of to the end of the beach here. I'm really tempted to head up to Wiggins Pass. We were up there last night or early yesterday evening when the waves were kicking in. There's a piece of a beautiful lightning whelk. Just the side of it. Beautiful colors on the lightning whelks. That's just a piece of it. Oh, there's something neat. Nice little worm shell. I did not expect to see a worm shell out here. Figured they'd be smashed to bits. A little worm shell. I have a feeling we're going to find something else cool here. There's a little pile of shells right here. In between the waves. See if I can see it. It's just a little too cloudy. Darn it. These waves have really got the bottom churned up. Oh, there's piles of there's tons of little fighting conchs down here. It's too cloudy to see. Darn it. I think I just saw a big worm shell. Darn it. Rats. Rats. There was some nice shells out there, but the waves were just kind of covering everything up. Well, here's something cool. I picked up couple of these earlier. The cockle shell. We've seen several whole cockle shells up on the beach. These are great to have in a collection, the cockles. We saw some bigger ones than this morning. But the really neat thing about these cockles is, check this out. Look at the beautiful heart when you turn it on its side. Can you see the heart? The cockle shell, the cockle heart. That is so cool. Aren't it? There's some really nice shells right here along the edge of the water, but the waves are just coming in and out too fast here to focus. An olive shell. There's a nice little olive shell. A piece of a moon shell down there got away from me. It's just a little piece. There's a lot of shells down here. Piece of a banded tulip. As fast as I see them, the waves come in and pull them away. Look at little whelks, broken whelks everywhere. Piece of a crown conch. Piece of a little crown. Nice little olive. Piles of little baby conchs up here. Piles of little baby fighting conchs up here. I saw another murex shell here I wanted to grab before the waves take it away from me here. Where did I see that? Yeah, there's a piece of a murex. It's missing the top. Piece of a murex shell. Whoa, what's going on with... Hang on a second. Yeah, my gimbal's acting up on me. Hang on one second. It's not coming on. You're gonna have to mess with this thing now. Hang on 1 minute here. I lost my gimbal. What's going on? Hang on a sec. I lost my camera gimbal for some reason. Well, we're about up to the end of the beach anyway. Another couple lightning whelks down here. Some great stuff. Lots of broken whelks up here. There's a little one. A little lightning whelk. Well, the picture's getting a little unstable here. Sorry about that. I don't know, my gimbal started acting up. My camera gimbal, that's what keeps the picture nice and steady. I don't know what happened to it. See if I can get it working again. By the way, that's the gimbal right there. That's what the camera goes in. It holds it steady for me. I can't get it to come back on here. I don't know why. It did not get wet. Huh. Well, that stinks. Well, maybe I have to buy a new gimbal here. Let's see what happens. I don't know why that happened. Well, hey, if you enjoy these beach walks and you want to make a little contribution, it's always appreciated. Looks like I might need to buy a new gimbal here. If you want to help out, you can find my PayPal account information in the description of this post. Every little bit helps. Nobody pays me to come out and do these beach walks. But it's been a pretty fun morning so far. We found a lot of great little shells. The surf is still up, that's for sure. Thankfully, we didn't see any dead fish washed up on the beach. A piece of a little moon shell down there. Piece of a little shark eye. I got what I would swear was a couple whiffs of red tide. Only in a couple spots, just little tiny areas. There's a moon shell. A little moon shell. How cool. Just getting ready to be washed back into the water. That's a nice one. I found some pretty nice stuff here this morning. My wife is going to be so happy that I'm bringing more shells home. She just loves it. Shells piled all over the place. An old moon shell. Boy, some really interesting things out here this morning. Look at this little tiny, it's full of sand, little tiny lightning whelk, a little baby lightning whelk. We've seen all sizes of shells. Several people have found some really large really large lightning whelks on the beach. I've seen lots of scallops. See the scallop right down there in the center. Worm shells. There's two nice little worm shells. And we've seen some things that we don't normally see on our walks. Well, here's two old murex shells, broken apple murex shells. This is kind of cool. We don't see a lot of these whole cockles. We see the halves. We've seen several of these, the whole cockles with their hearts, the cockle hearts. There's an old pear whelk down here. All faded, lost all its color. Here's a beauty. Here's a keeper. A nice little crown conch. A little crown conch. That's a beauty right there. Absolutely gorgeous. A beautiful crown conch. Absolutely gorgeous colors. Look at that. Beautiful colors on that crown conch. Sorry for the bumpy camera here. My gimbal pooped out on me. I don't know what happened to it. If anybody wants to help out and make a little donation, I think I'm going to have to buy a new gimbal. So every little bit is appreciated. Here's the shell of a leopard crab or a calico crab. Beautiful little crab. Sadly, we've seen a lot of those dead on the beach because of the red tide, but there's the shell of a little calico, also known as a leopard crab. Tide is starting to come back in now. Let's start pulling all the shells that are on the beach back into the water here. But my pockets are pretty full this morning. Found a lot of nice pear whelks, a couple nice lightning whelks. There's a lot of nice little shells along the beach that people are just walking right by. They're all out here with their bags, but they're missing them. And there's some big pockets of shells on the beach. And even up higher on the beach. All this stuff, this is what you need to sift through, all these. Who knows what's in there. There's a lot of people out here walking the beach with their bags. Bags full of seashells this morning. There's a lady walking another big lightning whelk. Look at the lightning whelk she's got in her. Thing's huge. I have seen more people walking the beach with big lightning whelks. This is the biggest slipper shell I have ever found on the beach right down here. This is the biggest slipper shell. We've all seen those slipper shells. Look at this one. That's the biggest slipper shell I've found on the beach so far. Gotcha. Where's a real slipper shell? See if I can find it. Right here, there are no slipper shells. There's usually slipper shells everywhere. Except when I want one. Go figure, huh? Oh well. Most of you know what a slipper shell looks like. We've seen our share of slipper shells on the beach. Another jellyfish washed up on the beach here. Darn it. Well, if you're into collecting shells, I think you should be worth your time to come out here to Del Norwiggins. Or hit one of our other beaches. If you live up and you're close to Sanibel, I'm sure Sanibel is loaded with shells. And while you're out enjoying your day, having a good time, just please don't forget all those people in the path of Hurricane Michael. Please keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Look at all those seashells. Gloomy skies though out there in the Gulf. Supposed to be getting some rain a little later. And hopefully that'll be it. Michael will leave us alone. Hurricane Michael. Thanks for watching this morning. Please tell your friends about Southwest Florida Television. I don't have any set schedule for coming out and doing these beach walks. Just kind of when the mood strikes and the timing works. Do take the time to check out my photos and videos. I'm sure you're going to find something you like. When you do, hit the like and the share button. Also, make sure you like and follow Southwest Florida Television, both. If you enjoy these beach walks, if you learn anything, I'm by no means an expert, but I try to share my knowledge with everyone. As you know, I'm out here in good times and bad times. I'm not here to promote tourism. I'm just here to show you our beach and how it changes. But if you enjoy what I do, nobody pays me to do it. And if you want to help out with a little donation, it's always appreciated. Helps go towards the phone bill, and it looks like I might be needing to buy a new gimbal here for the iPhone, so every little bit helps. That gimbal's a couple $100. We really didn't see any birds on the beach this morning, which is not a big surprise. With these waves here, the breeze is really kicking in. I'm out in the open here now. You can really feel the wind. Feels good, actually. I'm gonna get up along the weed line up here. It's actually pine needles and things that just washed off the beach. And walk along here. I found a couple nice shells earlier up in here. You can see that high tide really came up. Oh, there's a slipper shell. Remember I picked up that beach slipper? Said that's the biggest slipper shell I ever saw. Here's a real slipper shell. When you flip it, it's when it looks like a little slipper. But there are quite a few people out here with their bags. There's people out here with rakes. Thankfully, some of them are picking up trash that they find on the beach. Hallelujah. God bless them for doing that. Boy, that is a big fighting conch shell right there. That is a big fighting conch. Florida fighting conch. That's the biggest one I've picked up on the beach here. That is a big fighting conch shell right there. That is a nice one. I've probably seen half a dozen people walking this beach with some huge whelk shells this morning. Just incredible. Absolutely incredible. I Well, the sun's finally peeking out here. Yeah, it just seemed like I could get that gimbal to work, but nope, it is not coming on. Pretty dark skies out there in the Gulf. Really dark. Really dark clouds. It's all shells down there in front of me. Shells, big pieces of worm rock. All waiting for somebody to come and start sifting through them all. Amazing. Lots of fighting conchs. If you don't have a fighting conch in your shell collection, great day to come out and get some fighting conchs, Florida fighting conchs. And cockle shells as well. Lots of cockles out on the beach. Scallops. Well, hey, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful Wednesday, hump day. Be sure to tell your friends about Southwest Florida Television. Remember, again, I don't get paid to do this. If anybody wants to make a little contribution, it's greatly appreciated. And to those that have donated a little something, thank you so much. Every little bit helps. For Southwest Florida Television, I'm Rob Stan. God bless.